Matthews. That's the name of me. And the name of the show is called Mike's Daily Podcast. Welcome to Cafe Anyway.
Another song.
Mike's Daily Podcast?
Yes! That's what I was just saying. Then
Mike's Daily Podcast.
All the stuff started happening. Hey, how have you been? The last show, I think, when I was last on, was called Showers, and it had a great name. It had an amazing power, because I then had an issue.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
With my shower, particularly the draining of my shower. Actually, the draining of my whole house.
Mike's
was
Daily
not going out
Podcast
to the sewage. No.
Yeah.
It was going into my shower. And my last podcast was called Shower, and this was all before this all took place. Showers. Odd, isn't it? Maybe not. But that's what happened, and yours truly, Mike Matthews, suddenly had to become a plumber. And I had to make sure my pants were pulled up because plumbers have that issue where they bend over and they show a little more than they should. So I, with pants belt buckled firmly, cinched firmly, I went to, my fashion was great. I sat then in front of the washout at my house with the brand new, what's it called? The Drain Monster. It's a Drain Monster. It's got this cable snake that comes out of it. And you shove it down deep into the pipe and hopefully you get all the roots out. Because I have a clay pipe and that means roots and that means headaches. But it's an old house, so there you go. And I won. As of now, it is draining and everything's fine and nothing's going into the shower that shouldn't be. And that's good. So, I'm happy for me. I'm giving myself an applause. And the podcast picture will not be of the disgusting root that I pulled out.
And here's today's podcast picture.
I mean, it was the cable when I pulled it out finally had roots all up on it. So yes, that's what's happening. And I wonder if it's the rain. If the rain makes the roots feel entitled, emboldened, and they go, we're going to just take over this pipe. Blah, blah, blah. Is that what happens? I think that is. It appears anyway. Well, enough of me yip-yapping away. How about a podcast picture of me in Podcastro Valley looking out? It was a beautiful day. We've been having some beautiful days lately, despite the fact our state is going through all kinds of turmoil, as it always is, and our governor, people dislike the governor. Even Basil dislikes the governor from the great beyond. Oh, Basil, my great dog. Long gone, several months now, and Gavin Newsom cannot seem to... Gavin Newsom is turning into the Democrat version of Trump, where everybody, by the time Trump had done what he did with inciting the riot, all that happened. And I love people going, oh, why are they trying to impeach him? He's not even in office now. He was when they started the impeachment, when they started the process. He left the stupidest thing to do at the very end of the absolute peak. The piece de résistance was what he did 2 weeks till the last week. But he's not in office. Yeah, he's not in office. So how do you impeach a president that's not in office? I understand that on its face, that makes no sense. Why are the Democrats spending so much time? Well, it's just, hello, you just forgot completely what happened January 6th, did you? You completely forgot it. But they just want to make it so he can never run for president again. If he doesn't run for president, he'll have somebody that he endorses that will become president. He will have just as much power. It makes no sense to even bring that complaint up. He did something wrong. Why will you not? It makes my head spin when people don't put the responsibility on the people that did something wrong. And then some people get overly, they got to do more punishment than they should. Because they're made an example of. That's happened to me on numerous occasions. I talked about on my podcast. When did this happen? Was this 2012? When I was walking Basil the Boxer at that place in San Leandro, and these two cops came along and gave me a ticket because Basil was off leash, even though there had been a sign that I just passed that said the dogs could be off leash. That whole thing. But nope, Mike, we caught Mike, even though they never caught anybody else at this place where hundreds of dog owners brought their dogs to this place and took them off leash. And somehow Mike, because he sticks out like a sore thumb because his head looks like a sore thumb, it got the attention. Back to Newsom. So now everybody wants to get him out of office. That's the big talk about California these days. Oh, they got that governor that they don't want in. They want to impeach the governor just like they impeached the president. Don't you know? Let's see. Let's get away from this topic. How about the podcast picture today is of the. Yes, we'll do a wondrous Basil the Boxer picture from 2 years ago as he is walking on this bit of area. I believe this is in Podcastro Valley, yes. Oh, this is over in Five Canyons. Ah, that's a beautiful spot. Yes. Oh, that's that little, okay. Yeah, Five Canyons in Podcastro Valley has all kinds of wonderful trails. And I took Basil the Boxer to this one spot. And you can see it at MaxDailyPodcast.com. I guess we've renamed the show to Max Daily Podcast. All right. Different topics now. Oh boy. So we heard recently about Bannon. Bannon was pardoned.
What in the world was that about?
That's an old story. I'm deleting that. Why do I have that story still sticking around in my big podcast file? Dang. All right.
It's a nightmare of a show.
Well, let's see. So, I guess we'll just talk about the fact that they have this thing in, where is this?
Hi there, Mike. How are you?
In Norway, where they have seeds. They store seeds. It is the global seed vault. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. The last place on earth. We're in Podcastro Valley 10 today.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
Let's go.
All right.
It's a big monolith, a concrete monolith in Norway. And it's a sealed emergency survival kit, reassuring that we have the seed, every seed, better known, the Doomsday Vault. It's on this Norwegian isle. Was formed in 2008 to archive frozen genetic copies of seeds already housed in seed banks around the world. It's a backup of all the backups, kept at minus 0.4 degrees Fahrenheit within the seed vault. Wow. Is that really? That's cold. It's got precious botanicals, from food to fibers to flowers, keeping them safe from disasters. Interesting. And it is, let's see, it's a chilly hinterland, partly encased in icy bedrock. Svalbard Global Seed Vault. It's an archipelago of Svalbard that's part of Norway. And about 3,000 very cold-tolerant individuals called the far-flung islands of Svalbard home. The Svalbard Global Seed Vault is on Spitsbergen, the largest island in the chain. Halfway between northern Norway and the North Pole. Sub-zero temps are standard fare in winter, while the height of summer barely average 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Climate change is edging the mercury up, though. Hey, and then it is... What is today? Oh, this is why Bing had this seed vault on their page today. Is it Norwegian? It's Seed Swap Day. Seed swaps are a long-cherished tradition whereby horticulturalists trade heirloom seed strains and gardening tricks. Seed Swap Day aims to let everyone in on the fun, encouraging folks to organize their own seed swaps, plant community gardens, and otherwise improve their communities while learning more about gardening. Wow. That's fascinating. Isn't it? Look, we're outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valleyton. Look who's here. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How's you doing?
It's a Disgruntled Fiddle Player telling you what.
What?
I think seeds are annoying, and I think that when you all are talking about Trump being impeached, it's a waste of time and a waste of taxpayer dollars. You all already tried to impeach him.
Uh-huh. Hey, why is Jon Stewart all pro having the that GameStop situation happen where Jon Stewart, he's racking up followers by the tens of thousands. Oh gosh, is this what I want to look like? I'm kind of growing a beard right now, and Jon Stewart's got this big old gray beard. I don't want to have a gray beard, but my lovely lady friend and my mom are like, grow a beard, Mike. Jon Stewart joined Twitter. Oh, he just joined Twitter? Okay. He's got a lot of people on his Twitter. He's suggesting he's embarked on a path to the presidency? Okay. Stewart's tweet promised his presence on social media platform would be sporadic and ineffectual. And he ended his 16-year run at Comedy Central on the show The Daily Show. That was back in 2015 already. Wow. Since that time, he has advocated for 9/11 first responders and their families, as well as military veterans, and inked film and TV production deals with the likes of HBO and then Apple. And Stewart has exceeded 855,000 Twitter followers. Okay. Well, he said, the Redditors aren't cheating. They're joining a party Wall Street insiders have been enjoying for years. Don't shut them down. Maybe sue them for copyright infringement instead. We've learned nothing from 2008. Love stew beef. Okay. Well, look who else is here.
Hello, Mike. I make the delicious root beer handsome right now. Oh boy, I'm not a Muppet.
Yes. Yes, you know, Brewmaster, you have a voice that a lot of people can imitate.
No, I don't. I don't sound like Barney. Oh boy.
No, you don't sound like Barney. You don't sound like the Cleveland Bear. You don't sound... I don't know what... You know what? Enough with being judgmental on yourself. Just accept yourself for who you are. Do your own thing. Last night, I'm watching a thing about Phil Collins and about the album Face Value that featured In the Air Tonight. And he mentioned something to the effect of, you got to be who you are. He goes, I basically just went into a room and started painting. And then I went out and sold my paintings, and people tended to like it. That's what happened. That's all that happened. I didn't want to be the guy that you love to listen to when you're driving in your BMW. I didn't want to be adult contemporary fare. I just wanted to be me, and this was me singing my songs, writing songs about the turmoil that I was going through at the time, and it wasn't working. These songs weren't working in a Genesis format. I wanted to do it my own way. There you go. So you just do what you want to do. Do your own thing. I mean, be considerate to others. Be considerate. Holy moly, people aren't considerate. Yeah, all you got to do is take a drive in the Bay Area and see a bunch of inconsiderate people on the roads. If you need a little dose of inconsideratism, that's all you got to do. I say spread seeds of love, not hate. Sow those seeds of love. High time, we made a stand. Kick out the rules of the modern man. The love train going coast to coast. DJs that I love the most. Could you be squeaky clean? Rappers day waiting on the scenes. If I'm a slant, hope it is. Kick out the stall, bring back the jam. And then you sow the seeds of love. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Tell me what you think about any of this. You can call me 336MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM is in Mike Matthews. Daily isn't what this podcast tries to be. We might play a song or two from that band I was just singing from, and other great bands and musicians, and the guy Phil Collins, who had a birthday today. He turned 70 today. Hey, all that on my show. A link to my radio show that you can hear. Check it out. There's a link at mikesdailypodcast.com. And more on that, here's A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Olivia Rodrigo does driver's license. Mike Matthews does Mike's Daily Podcast. And you can hear all the past shows, including 2195, which I guess was the one we just did. That's 2195 at mikesdailypodcast.com.